Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree,
Well, people
dude.
are asking into the chat a little bit
I
about
Oh,
just
okay.
chatted.
What's up?
about the new album. Obviously, with Allegion, we're pretty stoked to hear a little bit about that. I don't know
Let's
how
get
much
the
you can
scoop,
divulge in this
fellas.
time, but what can we know? What's
Yeah,
up?
I mean, it's good. It's my favorite album we've done so far.
Sick. Nice.
I think it's the most well planned out album that we've done, at least in my time in the band. So like Proponent was like pretty well planned out, pretty well thought out like before I got there. Um, and the cycle went pretty smoothly up until release, and then I feel like after release there was like a little bit of a loss of momentum, and then like the Apoptosis album cycle was kind of a disaster. uh,
Great album.
we were just like touring too much. It was the kind of thing where it's like we were like tour, studio, tour, like just like not giving the album the time that it needed. Like we were listening to mixes for Apoptosis like through shitty earbuds on our phones, like in venues, being like, I guess this sounds okay. Like it's like we just didn't really have, enough time to dedicate to to give it the TLC that it needed, the massaging. And with this one, with like no tours on the table and like having tons of time to write, and now like tons of time to be in the studio. We were all together at the studio. That's also a first for me, where it's like usually because we're all over the country, it's like you fly in, do your parts, fly home kind of thing. Like there's not a lot of overlap. Like this was the first time I was ever there for drum recording, right? Because usually it's like drums first, vocals last. So it was a lot more hands-on, and I feel like that really reflects in the end product.
I really like your new drummer that you got for Allegion.
Yeah. I picked him up through Continuum, so he got recommended to us. I can't remember who. Oh yeah, I do. It was the guy from Aether, Josh, I want to say. And he recommended Jeff to us when we had to find a fill-in for Bloodletting in 2019, and it was funny because like we like hired him, had him learn the set, and then the guy who recorded it, Ron Casey, was like, no, I'll do the tour. Like it'll be like, I've got time. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. And then like 2 weeks before it started, he was like, yeah, no, actually I can't do it. So we were like, fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah.
we hit up Jeff again and we're like, hey, do you like still remember those songs? Can you relearn them in 2 weeks? And he was just like, yeah, for sure. And he came out with us and he fucking crushed it, man. He did a super good job. So when we got to new drummer territory, he was someone who immediately came to mind. But yeah, I really like the stuff that he does and he's put down.
He posts a lot in the Metal Drummer Nerds Worldwide Facebook group, where I see him posting a lot of cool practice routines and stuff. And he's just definitely one of those up and coming guys that I'm stoked has found like a sick band to be in. And hope I get to hang out with him someday.
Yeah, you guys were saying like originally that he's like the first drummer that contributed like actual writing to that Allegion's had, right?
Yeah, because like me and Mike always wrote the drums, and then it was like, yeah, do you want to like drummer would write his fills or whatever, but the parts would like be identical, and then you get guitar players writing drummer parts, and that it gets the job done, I guess.
Yeah. So what was the difference though? Like if you're comparing it to the last two albums, is there more like blast beats? Is there more like jazz shit? Like what's going on? And like
it's just more musical, I think. Yeah. It's just like drums are an instrument, you know what I mean? Like there's drum theory. Like there's a lot more to drums than, playing fast and playing accurately, you know what I mean? And like,
what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, that's not true at all. 260 above is good. Anything lower sucks.
I don't know whatever he's blabbing about, guy.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding, dude. I love what you're saying.
But I think he just knows his instrument really well. I think that's the biggest difference. Yeah.
And a level of sophistication that has never been there before.